Yo, epic Fortnite gamers.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, everybody. I'm putting my foot down. The episode's starting like that. I'm trapping you. Hey, this is our 10th What If episode, everybody. Woo! We're doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not letting Ryan re-record a different intro. Woo! Guys, we have done 10 What If episodes. This is super exciting. We want to do something a little bit special for the 10th What If episode. Ryan's over there losing it. So we thought it would be cool to have some people send us in some video submissions. We get to see your beautiful faces, hear your amazing questions. We're going to do a few of them. We got plenty of submissions. We whittled it down to the best 3, and we're going to do some of those and some questions. So we pumped for this or what?
Yes, very.
Yeah, baby. Do we start with a video?
Yeah,
let's start with a video.
Man?
Let's start with a video.
Hey, Bledsoe crew. My name's Kendrick. Big fan of you guys out here in Irvine, California. My what if question is, what if the Templars actually were worshiping Lucifer, but in the scope or same reverence as in like the story of Prometheus? Prometheus brought humans the knowledge of fire. The snake, Lucifer, deceived, pulled the strings in order for Eve to eat the apple from the tree of knowledge. But if I'm looking at this pragmatically, I don't understand why God would keep us ignorant and want us not to know clearly anything about how the universe works. And I think that's why the light bringer Lucifer rebelled against God, aka the demiurge. That's my question. Thanks, guys.
Yo, that was amazing. Thank you so much, Kendrick. That was awesome. I also love your name. It's the name of my favorite rapper, so you get points for that.
I had a dream I hung out with Kendrick Lamar the other night.
No, you didn't.
It was a dream. Calm down.
No, that's amazing. I've never had a dream where I hang out with Kendrick Lamar.
You know what's funny? In my dream, he was like, I don't care about this in real life. I don't care at all. But in my dream, he was like, basically like, this is your one shot, man. Like, anything you want to ask me? And I was like, not really.
No, nothing.
You said, no way.
I would have been like, I would have come up with something.
That was funny. I just didn't expect that.
Okay, we got to talk about the fact that, I don't know if the episode's out yet or not or whatever, but we literally...
Yeah, I'm going to say very minimal to that question because we covered it in great detail, which it's either airing before this one or after this one.
Right.
In the episode titled The Ageless Wisdom.
It's just really wild and a crazy synchronicity that this lovely fan happened to send us something that we covered like kind of at length in that episode. So give if you want, give whatever brief answer you'd like.
I would say from what I understood, the Templars were... It was alleged that they were worshiping Baphomet, which was, I mean, I don't know that maybe it was alleged that they were worshiping Lucifer. I really don't know that. That's interesting. But from what I understand, when this Inquisition against the Templar Knights had happened in like the Vatican Church and the King of France at the time.
What do you remember around what year that
1300s.
was? Gotcha.
When they like were basically like slaughtering the Templars, they imprisoned them and had been torturing them, and allegedly one of these Templar Knights had confessed under torture that they were worshiping Baphomet. So it's like there's this split in the field of, Templar research. Like, is that genuine evidence, or is it like, is he confessing that to get out of torture? Like,
right.
There's no historical proof. But what's important to understand is that the Templars were an esoteric group.
Sure,
so, like, it's possible that what they actually believed was something, along the lines of the wisdom traditions, and has been construed over time.
Yeah, I think
elements of that are probably true.
For sure. Yeah, I think you definitely nailed it with that one, Kendrick. And yeah, if you want to hear a lot more about that, we did that episode on it, and it's amazing. Fantastic question.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
And I will say, like, for the nuance of that conversation, and for anybody who, that's one of those words that causes an extreme emotional reaction. So people understand, according to the esoteric thought, it's not necessarily encouraged to worship Lucifer, but rather to be understood that the story of the myth of Lucifer is really, when you boil it down to its simplest, most basic truth behind the myth, is that the human soul, if you look at it out of the box, Lucifer is the story of the human soul falling from that perfect spiritual state into material reality and being trapped.
So Lucifer is like an allegory of humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that, that was such an interesting
how we got here.
Exactly.
How we got here. Yeah.
And it's not, we talked about this in the episode. Yeah, it's not like a thing where you're like, you're supposed to worship it. It's more like recognize
I totally discourage that.
Yeah,
People do. There's
yeah.
But,
we believe you shouldn't worship anybody. That's just us. But it's more so recognizing that, we have been plunged into this material world similarly to how he was plunged down, into.
And I like the word he said there. He said the word demiurge, and that concept comes from Gnosticism,
right?
Which is, I believe that concept to be inherently true. If you look at it out of the box and understand the Bible is an esoteric text, the God of the Old Testament is not the same deity that the man from the New Testament, Jesus, was speaking about.
For sure.
The God of the Old Testament was kind of hateful, kind of like required sacrifice.
Yeah, dude, he was nuking cities.
Required blood.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you slaughter every infant in this town or every sheep and goat and, unholy, profane enemy of Israel in this town or whatever, I'll give you power so that you can slaughter nations. It's different gods.
If you think about it, like an always existing, omnipresent deity wouldn't just completely flip his point of view over the course between the Old Testament and New Testament, and just have completely different opinions and views. They really are two.
They're basically different religions that the church smacked them together and was like, here you go, peasants. Us. We're humankind is the peasants. Here you go, peasants. This is your spiritual book. Yeah. And if you deviate from this, you will suffer for eternity. Yeah. And you're cursed if you try to think outside of it. It says that in the last, one of the very last lines of the Bible at the end of Revelations. It's like, you're damned and cursed for all eternity if you change a single word of this text. But dude, that was written so many years after the sage Jesus died. And there was something else I was going to say to that. Oh, yeah. If you read the Nag Hammadi scrolls, which are the alternative texts about the story of Jesus and the disciples, around the time he was alive, they're dated to be actually historically that old.
Right.
Regarded by many as being authentic, the true story of Jesus. He basically lays it out that's the God of the Old Testament really is more like the devil.
Right.
We really are trapped here. So elements of that I do believe are true.
Yeah. That was a super on the nose, crazy synchronicity. Great question. Great submission.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kendrick. That was awesome.
Keep bumping, brother.
You want to pull from the jar?
Yeah, sure. Let's do the non-Patreon.
Let's do it.
All right. You want to pull first or me?
Sure. I'll pull first.
Right, cool.
Yeah, give me that thing.
Mix them up a little bit. That's an epic Fortnite move.
Epic. Here we go. I'm a little sick, guys. Sorry. All right. This one comes to us from @Gorgeous Cave. Or is it Gorgia?
Or Gorgia? I don't know. Yeah, it's written like Gorgia.
Gorgia's
it's not
Cave.
written like the word gorgeous.
Right. What if time is just a way to keep our beings/consciousness pinned? Is it pinned? Pinned in the way we use fences to keep cows in a field. Ooh.
That's kind of deep if you think about it. Time is the mechanism that causes us to die.
Yeah. I mean, we're pretty much we're beings that are totally at the behest of time.
Yeah, we're imprisoned by it in a way, an out-of-the-box way.
Well, yeah, and it is wild when you think outside of the box like that, because we know that quote-unquote time is just something that we kind of made up. But if you take the word time out of the equation and look at it more like just aging, because our bodies do age, whether we have clocks or not.
Everything does.
Exactly. Right.
Every physical thing does.
So yeah, I mean, we are completely at the behest of that. Our lifespan is limited by that. Everything's limited by that for us. And yeah, it would be pretty. I think the entire purpose, we just talked about in that Ageless Wisdom episode, the entire purpose of this reality is for our souls to grow and evolve and, go on. And if we were in these bodies, but we weren't at the behest of time, then all of our earthly opinions, our disposition, everything that we are as a quote-unquote person in this realm, it would either never go away or it would be infinitely harder to shed ourselves of that, which is kind of the purpose of reincarnation. It's like you're going to take all the spiritual lessons and we'll give you a new body so that it's a fresh perspective from the physical realm, but
with the lessons you've already learned.
Exactly.
Being with you.
Yeah, so I don't know if I look at it as like cows in a herd.
I think about it more like this. It's like the alchemy, like if there was no fire to, superheat the metals, they wouldn't be refined and become precious. And time is like sure, mythologically it's always portrayed as like the devil or Saturn or Kronos, and it's eating its kids.
Right.
You can think about it like we are those kids.
Yeah, we're eaten by time.
Yeah, but it's also like it's like a necessary catalyst, dude. It's like mushrooms, man. I watched that documentary the other day. What's it called? Fantastic Fungi, the magic beneath us. Yeah, it's pretty good, and it spends a large section of it talking about how mushrooms are present at the birth and the death of life. Like if something out in the forest or out in the wilderness dies and like drops, the fungus will come from the earth through the mycelium, take whatever it is into the ground, nutrients, decompose it, whatever, consume it, and then send those nutrients throughout to other plant life in the area. And it's like death, time, whatever. It's truly in the big cosmic cycle of things. It's not that it's evil. It appears to be evil to us because it's painful. We interpret painful as it's scary, it's evil or whatever. But like in the grand scheme of things, it's necessary to catalyze us, to like the fire, to forge us into gold, to test us, to push us. You know what I mean? Yeah,
that just like got my mind spinning for a second because this is pretty weird and out of the box, but I was just thinking about how commonplace it is in modern times for us to be buried in caskets and boxes. It's like almost depriving.
Like we don't go into the...
It's like depriving the earth of us. It's like...
Right.
It's weird.
I've thought about that too. Like,
why are we
in a box? We're not like going into the earth.
Why are we intentionally depriving the earth of valuable nutrients it could get from us?
Right.
Like, wouldn't you want to be spread out amongst the earth and like feed the earth that fed you your entire life? Yeah. That got my brain spinning for a second. I was like, I need to make a will and put like just throw me in the ground.
Just drop me in a dirt pile.
Throw me in the trash.
Yeah, Frank Reynolds. When I'm gone, throw me in the trash. Yeah, that's wild. I kind of want to be buried without a casket. Dang,
that's a great question.
Dang, gorgeous. You got me thinking. that was a fantastic question. Yeah, you want to pull the next one?
Sure.
You want to go from Patreon?
We'll just rotate.
All right.
Until we run out of one.
We're gonna pull from our special Patreon box.
This is a big one.
Or jar, rather. It's a big one.
Oh. Disclosure Dude. Thank you, Disclosure Dude, from our Patreon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What if we, the incarnate, are Egregores?
Ooh.
That's kind of like a little bit of reverse thinking there. Like, we are the Egregores of the cosmic mind.
I was just thinking that. That's exactly what I was just
That's kind of true. Like, we're thoughts inside the mind of God. Even the ancient Hindus, like exoteric Hinduism, not even the esoteric side of it, teaches that we're all just inside the dream of Brahma.
That's fantastic. That's a fantastic way of looking at it. And I think the answer is, according to these like wisdom traditions and mystic teachings, like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it makes perfect sense when you compare it to that.
Yeah, it absolutely does. That you kind of nailed it on the head. I don't even know what to say to that. That's just facts. You're just spitting hot facts, Disclosure Dude.
Facts on facts on facts on facts.
It's like, if we as these conscious beings here holding a tiny piece of the God consciousness, if we can create egregores through our thought and even potentially manifest them into the real world, then like the big mind.
We are the creation of that in the same way, but more physical and crystallized, so to speak, by, the higher minds.
Yeah, and the higher minds, if you think about it, like, the big brain, the big mind. Yeah, the big mind, like, if it is everything in the way that we've come to know it, then it would have full control over everything in existence, including the celestial bodies, the planets, and it would be able to influence conditions in this realm that would spring us forward.
Yeah.
That's kind of the whole thing we've come to learn about, like the allegory of God, or like what we understand God is like he wanted to, and I say he, it's just
generally speaking,
right?
Yeah, it's easier.
God wanted to bring us into existence, like you said in the other episode, so that he could have a lens to peer into what like true reality is, the real substance of reality. We talk all the time about imagine being the big mind in the sky yourself, and you're just floating there, and you just have complete and total power over everything, and you're just like, what's the point of all this?
Yeah, what do I even do?
What do I do? What's the point of all this? I get it. I get the concepts of like love and light and dark, and I get it. I get those concepts, but like I've never experienced it.
Right.
So
I've never had a need to.
Yeah.
Let's create a need.
Exactly. How do I experience it? Yeah. How can I experience all the beauty that the universe has to offer if I'm here, I've always been here, and whatever? It creates a bunch of little egregores to live for it.
Right.
Which,
by the way, for those who are unfamiliar, egregores are thought forms.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's a good point.
It's like forms. It's like entities that exist, so to speak. The traditional concept of egregores is that we, mankind, through the power of our collective thoughts, create actual thought forms that exist in another realm, that are like potentially real entities that influence us with a real energy.
Yeah.
So that's just an awesome question.
Are egregores relegated to specifically like entities? Or could like an event caused by thought be considered an egregore?
Yeah, I think when you get like really entity specific, it's more of a tulpa, which is a similar but different concept. I think egregore is more like out of the box, like
anything.
Like Christianity's an egregore, or Rosicrucianism, or love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like energies, it's concepts.
Right.
But you could, I think that also like an entity per se, like, we've talked about this, we did a whole episode on this, like Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
It's like an egregore. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like real. Like it's
people for 20 years were talking about him and his mysterious factory.
We're still eating his candy.
He's still eating it. Yeah. Nobody ever sees him come in or out, and all this, like there's all this mystery surrounding him. Everybody built up this massive mystery.
The devil's an egregore.
Right.
So many people believe it. It holds a real fear over people.
Yeah, and because it creates that emotion, it is real.
Right.
It is
in some way.
Yeah, exactly. It's influencing the way you move in life.
Yeah.
You're now moving from a place of fear of that thing. So whether it is physically, quote unquote, real or not, it is real because it's affecting you.
Yeah.
Yeah, wild.
Yeah.
So we're egregores from God. That's sick. I love that. That's so cool.
Or you could say, we're thoughts inside the mind of God.
Yeah. Great one, Disclosure Dude. Thank you so much. Another video?
Sure.
Let's do another video.
What's up, fellas? What if the new knowledge was dropped tomorrow? What specific changes would happen to humanity, the world, and religion, and how would those changes happen? Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Thank you for that. That is an awesome question, Coltrane. I think about that a lot, and I think that there is I don't think it's going to happen like overnight, but like I do think.
Yeah, but what if?
But okay. What I was just going to say to both, I think that's really coming over time. But what if it did happen overnight? I think the first thing that would happen would be probably. I don't think there'd necessarily be like riots in the street. I think there would be like internet riots.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. First of all, Coltrane, we love you so much. Thank you. That was an awesome question.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I think it would be
like
really wild.
Chaos.
Let's really envision this scenario. Let's imagine a light being, whatever it may be, the lady, whatever it is, comes down, makes themselves visible to every single person on this planet so that it is truly irrefutable proof. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like nobody can deny it. There's a light being here telling you all this stuff.
So just for like, I do think a large portion of people would just straight up go into denial.
Yeah.
Like,
no doubt.
Yeah. So you're dealing with like two groups of people.
That's what I'm saying. Internet riot. Like it would be a split. It would be the people who are so ingrained in their ego way of thinking, they would do everything at all costs to like defend their way of thinking. And they would come up with every reason why it's not true, it's a lie. They would get hostile. But simultaneously, I think that old way of thinking would begin to crumble.
Yeah.
I think that if the new knowledge, what is the new knowledge? It's love, it's Age of Aquarius, enlightenment, we're all the same.
Reincarnation.
We're all the same, spark of God, and it matters how we treat each other and all of that, good stuff. I think that we would begin to see a change in the way that people treat each other. I think it would be slow. I don't think anything is overnight when it comes to people.
No, yeah, for sure. In the event that it did just boom happen overnight, yeah, I agree with what you're saying for sure. Like, it's such a comforting truth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not a scary truth in the slightest.
People would process it over time, and they would realize it matters how I treat people.
Absolutely.
And myself and everything,
Especially being told from an angelic entity that comes down from the sky.
Are you going to deny that?
I mean, yeah, I feel, to be perfectly honest, I feel the majority of the world would deny it.
You think so?
Yeah. Maybe that's cynical of me.
They'd be calling it blue beam. They'd be saying it's fake.
For sure.
They would come up with every reason to say why it's not real.
because think about it. The majority of the planet subscribes to one exoteric religion or another, and they all think theirs is the truth and that the other ones are wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
it'd be an existential shock to those people.
It would undoubtedly be a massive existential shock. I'm just thinking, like, would it be outright denial and an outburst of anger? Would people rather try to interpret that sign and from the lens of their religion or their, whatever they believe? I think that I honestly think it would probably create a very small age of like bedlam and chaos.
Yeah.
I really do, which kind of is why that hasn't happened and probably will never happen like overnight.
Yeah.
That's why it's a slow burn, right?
Yeah.
At least that's kind of what I'm thinking.
I think some people would be very upset at their church organizations.
Yeah.
I mean,
there would be people who realize their whole life has been a lie.
There would. Just knowing what I know about people who subscribe to religions in a very like firm way, I feel their first reaction would be to interpret it from the lens of what they believe.
Right.
And then try to move from that. And I think it would be total and complete chaos for a minute.
Yeah.
But I think that enough people in the world would resonate with their spirits, and they would be like, oh yeah, that's facts. Like that's what we got to do. And it may even that something like that happening may even catalyze the age of Aquarius and make it come quicker. But my like cynical Earth brain is telling me like, nah, that would probably make it take longer.
I used to not think that there was going to be some sort of mass sighting event, but now I'm kind of wondering, like, if there actually will be. You know what I mean? Like, just... What's up?
You know what I think I think it would make like a mass sighting event would be everybody seeing the same thing,
Right?
But like
Or just
a
seeing
mass,
something, you know?
But yeah, but if it was a bunch of specialized, personalized sightings, like that wouldn't be a mass sighting, but it would be mass people having their own sightings.
That's what I
think that would probably be.
I think it's more like
the
that.
most like. That would make the most sense to me if I were the marketing team for the orbs.
Yeah. I don't believe that these entities operate in conscious ambiguity, if that makes like they operate, in my experience, they operate in a way that can sometimes be ambiguous to us, but that's intentional to kind of like slowly pull us along to unravel like what's going on. But I think if it was the event of like, you know, some sort of mass revelation from the hand of the entities, I don't think there'd be any confusion. Like I don't think they would mess that up.
Right. You know,
I think the way you're saying people would react is true. Like, you know, like it's just people.
They would probably.
We're dumb.
And
humans are dumb.
They would probably, like, for instance, I think that a lot of, just speaking about Christianity, because that's what I grew up with, I think a lot of Christians would be like, it's the devil.
Right.
It's evil, you know, whatever.
Right.
And it would be pretty earth-shattering. But then, yeah, that's a good point, Alex. That it almost makes me think like, okay, if everyone around the world had personal sightings and experiences, then those experiences could be tailored to the individual. You know what I'm saying? Like, like the beings could appear as like Jesus or as like
Buddha,
Allah, or Buddha,
Muhammad.
Or your
Muhammad.
favorite scientist.
Huh?
I said, or your favorite scientist.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Einstein.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like
Nikola Tesla?
Yeah. Bill Nye?
Wait, Doc Brown? Yeah. 1.21 gigawatts, Marty. Back to the Future.
Yeah, I know. I've never seen it. I know. Well, it's forever. But anyway.
You've never seen it?
No, I think I have when I was a kid. I
love those movies.
But I think either way that the slow drip is probably the way to do it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Such a cool...
The right way.
Yeah. But such a cool, thought-provoking question. That was a great one, Coltrane.
Yeah.
You knocked it out of the park. That was awesome.
And you know what? We could be wrong. Maybe that will happen someday. I mean, who knows?
Exactly.
Dude, just this past week, I don't want to get into the negative side of this, you know, and I get heated talking about like government mess ups sometimes. But like, dude, last week there's a headline all over the internet talking about Pentagon official claiming that there's a mothership in our solar system that's getting ready to send probes. Dude, they say all kinds of whack garbage. And honestly, dude, it's like, why? It's to flood our minds to not know what we're dealing with when this subject comes up.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's garbage.
It's like they're trying to preemptively scare us.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
not trust what's in the sky.
Flood us with the wrong information. So we just are so confused.
I totally missed that.
Well, you were in Texas.
Dude.
You were
Yeah,
not.
they don't get news in Texas.
I mean, I'm sure you're not on your phone all the time when you're on vacation, but that is a thing, Alex.
It's
a real.
No,
really?
I saw it. I saw it. I'm
it's
like
everywhere on the internet.
I'm like, where is it? Where is it? There's a mothership in our atmosphere?
I'll tell you where there's a mothership in our Discord.
There you go. Let's go. Patreon.com/Bledsoe said so.
Yeah, and that's where these videos are coming from. So our mothership is popping.
Our mothership is the real mothership.
And they probed this episode.
For those of you who don't know, that's the name of our Discord
the
community,
mothership.
the mothership. So,
Welcome to the mothership. You are about to get probed.
okay.
We don't.
All right.
We don't probe.
We don't yet. I'm kidding. That's not gonna happen. All right. AlbyG17 submits this question. Thank you, AlbyG17.
Thank you.
Let's do it. Ready? What if you learned how to become fully lucid in the dream realm and you became a godlike superhero in another dimension? Okay. This brings up a couple really cool things. What were you going to say?
I'd quit my job and I'd just start sleeping.
I'd be going to sleep studies.
I'd just buy a nice bed, be somewhere. And
Dude, then it would just turn into the Matrix where we just like put ourselves perpetually to sleep and we just stay plugged into that dream. I mean, come on. Okay, but that does bring up a couple really cool things. Like, is the dream realm another dimension? Is it another place? Is it another like actual place, which I love thinking about. You know, like Carl Jung kind of talks about that a lot. So first of all, what if that happened? It would be epic. I would give myself the powers of flight, infinite flatulence, and
that would boost the flight.
Yeah, exactly. You got it.
Yeah, I know.
And maybe like a bottomless gut, so I could just like eat whatever.
That would explain the flatulence.
Exactly. It all goes hand in hand. I don't exactly know how that would make me a superhero, but I would figure out a way.
Dude, if I could like lucid dream and like become like a godlike superhero in
in a different dimension
world, I would develop the ability to go into other people's dreams, because
there's a movie about that. It's called Friday the 13th.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Sorry, Nightmare on Elm Street. Sorry.
Nice try, Buster.
Sorry. Oh,
I would develop the ability to go into other people's dreams, because then, dude, come on, then I'd be dream walking into other people's dreams, and it's like, is it real or is this all my dream?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
but what I would honestly do is I would like go into other people's dreams and try to, I wouldn't like fuck with people, but I would like influence their dream, and then I'd talk to them in real life and see if it was real. That'd be crazy.
That would be super cool.
Because what do I want to do in a dream? I'm super strong. No, I want to go see other people's dreams.
One time,
that's nosy.
One time I lucid dreamed, and I turned myself into Optimus Prime.
Did I ever tell you the story?
It was awesome.
That's good, man.
Did I tell you guys the story of me almost lucid dreaming one time?
Oh, well, maybe. I don't know.
So back in college, like my first year of college or something like that, it was summer break, and there was me, you, and our friends Chris and Alex. Shout out Chris and Alex.
Shout out.
We all lived within like a mile or two of each other, and other friends that would come and go, and it would be like every other day we would all just like hang out and get into shenanigans, and there was one time that me and Chris were together, and I think you were there too that day. And we were just like talking about lucid dreaming, and he was telling me about this method. Our friend Chris, obviously, he's telling me about this method where you put like in real life, you get a Sharpie dot, you get a Sharpie and you put a dot on your hand, and it's like over and over and over, just randomly throughout the day. You look at it and you say, if this dot is not on my hand, I am in a dream.
Right.
And I did that. I honestly did that all day. I was like, oh, cool, this is super fascinating. And I put a dot on my hand, and the whole day I'm like, if this dot is on my hand, or whatever, not on my hand, I'm in a dream.
Yeah.
And I went to sleep that night, and I had a hyper vivid dream of being in it was like a room that kind of looked like a 1950s diner, sort of. I just remember that was the setting, not that it was significant. And I remember looking around, and it looked so real, and I looked at my hand, and the Sharpie dot was there.
What?
So I didn't break through.
Oh.
But the method worked.
Yeah.
So if you were to do this for days and days, who knows? I didn't care to continue. I thought that was so funny. I was like, I don't care. It's real.
Yeah. I definitely remember being there for that because I remember the dot story, but I don't think I remembered.
In my dream, I had the dot, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm awake, and I remain not lucid.
Damn.
But the dream was hyper vivid. So I feel like over days and days.
Yeah, if you did it more than
it'll
once,
work.
Yeah,
it'll work.
I think it would.
And even the Gnostic method, which I was studying for a while before I jumped down the theosophy rabbit hole, the Gnostic method teaches every single day, like for the rest of your life, you're supposed to awaken further, to say at any given moment, am I in the astral world or the physical world? It's the same concept. It's called a reality check or a reality test. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's all kinds of methods and techniques to like stimulate your mind to be aware if it's conscious in the dream state.
Yeah. Alex, you ever lucid dream?
So I would go lucid quite a bit when I was younger.
Really?
Yeah, when my dreams would start turning into nightmares, I would start realizing like this is not something that would happen normally. And then like realize I'm in a dream and then take over at the peak of it being terrible. And I remember like somebody, I can't remember if it was some sort of weapon. I can't remember, but the bad guy in my dream was like holding this weapon at me, and I changed it to a bouquet of flowers. I was like,
that's
I'm
awesome.
in control here. This is a dream. Like this wouldn't be happening. And then
that's like everything everywhere all at once. It's literally just like that.
Yeah.
That's sick. And also, that happens to me. Well, used to happen to me a lot with sleep paralysis. If I was like sleep, if I was having a nightmare with sleep paralysis, towards the end of it, I would become lucid and break out of the dream. And honestly, I'm happy to report the lucid or the sleep paralysis has gone way down lately, like way down. It's been like maybe 2-3 months.
Wow.
Since I've had sleep paralysis, which for me is it's big, you know, that's pretty big. So I'm happy about that, not being frightened half to death when I go to sleep.
Scared half to death.
All right, Patreon jar.
Oh, sweet.
AKA Mothership jar. Thanks again, all BG17. Appreciate ya.
Probe incoming. Okay, Slurpy Derp.
Slurpy Derp.
Derpy. What's up, my Derpy?
What's up?
What if translucent shadow people are the astral bodies of other humans?
Ooh, okay. So kind of talking about Marky and Bobby, like what they, or that was Bobby, what Bobby saw in Argentina?
I believe so.
I think it was Argentina.
I think it's Argentina.
And also, you know, plenty of other stories.
I've been playing a lot of Valheim with Marky lately.
You have? He plays?
Yeah, he plays. I'll get y'all in touch.
Let's go. Yeah. I definitely would love to play.
Good, wonderful human beings.
Oh, they're amazing.
Yeah,
we gotta get them back here.
Oh yeah, I've already talked. You know, he's in college,
right?
So we've already got it worked out, and he's trying to move here. So I don't want to. That's not permanent, and I don't want to dox anybody. Anyway, so like the point is, when they get on summer break, they're going to come and we'll have them on again. But
amazing! I can't wait. That's going to be awesome.
So it was Bobby's story,
right? So let's explore that. Those dark entities. Let's talk about that story specifically, since it's an example that's related to the show. What do you think those entities were?
Honestly, dude, that story is just so intense.
For anybody who hasn't seen our episode with Marky and Bobby, go watch it, because this is what we talk about. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know, man. I think in countries like Argentina and many other countries around the world, lots of countries and places like Africa, dude, even in places like Louisiana, where voodoo is, rife or whatever. It's, rife with voodoo or whatever the proper word is there.
Rampant.
Rampant. I believe that, like, in place.
I'm sorry. We're goofing. We're gigging. I'm sorry. We're having fun.
I believe in places like that where the belief is so strong into these kinds of, spiritual entities and things like that. Those experiences are more common. Like, do I think that the entity that they worship is real? Only because they're believing it is. Right. Well, that's kind of, I'm from my kind of perspective, I'm like, it's either a soul, a soul that is, it's kind of lingering here for a bit, whatever, and it could potentially have malicious intent, which, like, I don't really know enough to know if I fully believe that souls can do that, but I think truthfully that story is over my head. It's like, really wild. It is like out of my pay grade to understand what happened there. That's why I'm interested in breaking it down. What's up, Alex?
What's the entity version of a egregore?
Like a tulpa?
A tulpa.
So,
but see, that's not a tulpa, because the definition of a tulpa is, it's complicated. It's like a tulpa supposedly exists inside you.
And multiple people saw that entity in that experience. Exactly. So it wouldn't be that.
So I was looking up the episode. So it's episode 53.
Okay.
For those wondering, with Marky and Bobby. Awesome. So I may have missed what you said, Ryan, but my thought process is like all of those people in that region believe that. Mm-hmm. And so you're kind of on that entity's turf.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, you're on its turf.
Like, it's got more power because
all
you're there.
Around there believe it.
Right. Yeah. And everything's mental.
And that makes perfect sense, because I have a friend who used to practice Santeria. Shout out Val, love you.
Shout out Val.
And Val said that. Val said they were messing with things that weren't meant for them.
And basically, isn't Santeria, it's from Mexico, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I don't want to be misquoted. I think it's South America.
Yeah. Well, it's like they're wherever it comes. I'm not exactly sure where it comes from.
Same.
It's like their kind of version of voodoo. It's a very similar thing. Yeah, for those who don't know.
There's like
Santeria.
in some cases there's like animal sacrifice involved, but
a lot of cases.
But most modern people that practice Santeria, to my knowledge, it's more just like the candle rituals, the prayers, the shrines.
Dude, Bobby, do you remember Bobby told us, I'm not even sure if he said this on camera, but he told us about how you would just walk through the town and there would be markets where people just buy to sacrifice animals. He sent me a video of this.
Whoa.
Yeah, like I have it on my phone. Like they, not him, someone else exposing it. You just walk through some of these towns where these beliefs are common, and it's just like people are like literally, there are markets for animals to be purchased just for sacrifice. Point being, the beliefs are so strong.
Yeah.
In these areas where, it's more impoverished, it's not necessarily as, technologically as developed as the rest of the world, but
those cultures tend to be more connected.
More spiritual. Exactly. And that's why the spiritual shit is stronger, good or bad.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, gosh, it's like, is it a soul in purgatory? Is it these real archetypal energies that these people are like doing rituals to? Is it more like an egregore situation where it's manifestations of people's beliefs? Is it a manifestation of the cosmic dark energies that are out there?
And they're just like kind of like personifying and containing it in a form where it can operate. I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, that is truly a mystery that I would like to dive a little bit more into in the future, because it's like one of those true unknown corners. And like one of the cool things that we do with this show is explore those unknown corners, carefully, very carefully, but like
reasonably.
And we try to find explanations that resonate with our personal intuitions. Right. So like, it'd be cool to really dig deep and do some research into that kind of stuff. Maybe talk to some people like experts on the subject, or, honestly, I'd love to talk to Bobby again. And
that's going to happen.
Yeah. I want to know what he thinks they are specifically. And I think he touched on it a little in the episode, but like, truly, this is one of the what if questions that like, man, I
don't know at all.
Yeah. I'm like truly captivated and intrigued by that.
I will say, like, I it's a cool question. I just realized exactly the question is, what if the translucent shadow people? I've seen translucent shadow people that were the entities that just appeared translucent because they were trying not to damn, slow down, dude. I've seen translucent shadow people who only appeared so translucent because they were trying not to shine so bright.
Because they were scare you or freak you out.
Exactly, because they were inside the house. I think they can appear in so many different forms. I don't think that shadow people always has to be good or bad. I just think that we're dealing with entities, good and bad, that can appear as a shadow, as translucent. The good ones mostly appear as lights, but we've seen good ones appear as shadows too. Like there's no like hard and fast rule for this.
Yeah,
it's like literally the most complicated subject ever known, because how do we know?
There is no definitive answer.
I've seen shadow people. I've seen translucent people. Entities. I've seen light beings. Like
I've seen a shadow entity. I mean, I've told that story before, at Raven's old house. And like, I don't know what it is.
Right.
He always told me.
I remember that story.
He always told me that old house was haunted.
It did have like an
energy to it.
Energy. Yeah. Like
it was thick.
Yeah.
Like I walked into that house every time and I was like,
it's not like I consciously was like, damn, this house is haunted. Sure. It's just something.
It's a feeling.
It's a feeling.
You just like, you feel a little different when you cross that threshold.
Yeah.
Just a little different.
Yep.
Aren't there like hot spots in the world where they say the veil is thin?
Yes.
Like locations.
Yes. And check this out. So according to, I can't recall if this is from Theosophy or whatever field of study, but they claim that those places are actually like the chakras of the earth. Because you have to understand, the microcosm and the macrocosm, the earth is a living being exactly like we are.
Whoa, dude.
We are the cells of the earth. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
So like the earth has chakras.
That just put a picture in my brain, dude. And I don't see pictures in my brain. That just That was kind of crazy. You remember recently, I think we told you that we went outside on the back porch and we looked at the moon and it had like fields around it.
Maybe.
It was like a really foggy night, and people have seen this
It
phenomenon.
was the last full moon.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
People have seen this phenomenon, I'm sure. You go out during like a full moon when it's foggy and whatever, and it's like not only does it have a field around it, it has like layers of a field around it. And I'm recently learning about like the energy bodies of the human body, and that's what they are. They're layers.
I just remembered something. In a few days from today's date, there's going to be a phenomenally rare astrological event that hasn't happened in any living human being's lifetime.
Whoa.
Pluto is going to enter Aquarius for the first time in 225 years.
Whoa.
It's a major astrological event.
225.
225 years since like the revolution.
All right, we need to get
American Revolution or
We
whatever.
gotta hit up Rose Corks and talk to our astrology friends and see what's up with that.
Yeah.
What can we expect from that? God, that's
hey,
wild.
listen, you don't know this from experience yet, but Cliff, he's a very like thorough, legitimate, mind-blowing astrologer.
We got to talk to him.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
really got to talk to him. I can't wait.
March 23rd.
March 23rd. Yep. So what is that? 5 days? What is today? The 18th?
Today's 18th.
Yeah.
yes.
So 5 days from
5
now.
days.
5 days from now, we're going to have a major astrological event. This will obviously be aired
Yeah.
probably in May.
Yeah.
But,
So welcome to Aquarius, Pluto.
but Pluto's the planet of change and transformation.
All right, let's. We got one more video.
We do.
Let's do it.
Thank you for that question.
Thank
by
you
the way.
so much. That was awesome. Fantastic. Let's do that video.
What's up, guys? You sexy beasts. This is Wizard in the Mountain. And I just wanted to say, what if revelation of the method isn't actually a revelation of the method? It's through us believing they are revealing their methods. We are mass manifesting things that occur.
What's up, you sexy beast?
You the sexy beast, Wizard of the Mountain.
Wizard of the Mountain is a literal rock star. He's in a band. And like he plays gigs. He's the vocalist.
Right.
Yeah,
he shared a video.
Yes,
yeah.
He's the vocalist of a group, and they're
Badass.
awesome. Yeah, yeah. He's just super nice guy.
That's sick.
And this is like I don't want to choose favorites here, as questions go. And this is our 10th episode. This is probably my all-time favorite question because I'm gonna explain. I will. But the reason this is my all-time favorite question is because recently this is what I have exactly come to believe.
Ooh.
So what revelation of the method means, dude, keep in mind, I mean, personally, my journey studying this esoteric stuff started in like 2012. I was 18 years old. My dad comes and tells me, son, I had an experience. I saw this beautiful shining lady. She told me the age of Aquarius is coming. There's dark people at the top of humanity making, revelations out, blah, 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 blah. And it was like weeks later, like a couple weeks later, I was scrolling through YouTube, just bored out of my mind. I'm just like, no, that's not what happened. My Christian friend showed me that song with Alicia Keys and Jay-Z. As silly as this sounds, this was my introduction to all of this stuff. He shows me this video of that song, New York.
Yeah.
And there's a line in there. He says something like, "Hail Mary, life begins when the church ends." And he's like, "Isn't that evil? Isn't that evil?" So I'm watching on YouTube, and I start scrolling, and you know how the algorithm works. I start seeing recommended videos on the Illuminati, and I'm like, what is this? And I began this rabbit hole of like, oh my God, you know how it goes.
Oh yeah.
Everybody starts, the low level, everybody knows at this point that there's something screwy with, the people at the top. They're into occult stuff, whatever. The main consensus in that field of knowledge, which is vast, like at this point, that is a very widespread knowledge. The main consensus is the reason that they display all of this stuff. I'm pretty sure I've probably said this on our show a year or two ago. It's called the revelation of the method. And the theory is that they do it because, we're showing you our symbols, we're showing you our intention, so we can like escape karma or whatever. I don't think that anymore. I think what Wizard of the Mountain said is exactly right. I think this whole revelation of the method theory is not true at all. And the reason they're like blatantly displaying all of this, subversive dark symbolism and all this devil stuff and all this Illuminati stuff is it's a very nuanced subject. I believe the reason that they are pushing so hard the belief that there is a very all-encompassing, almighty, all-powerful evil occult group, and so that we believe it and we live in fear. Dude,
Yeah.
And for anybody that's like, where's the proof of this? All right, Google this. Go to YouTube and type Bell Illuminati, Bell, and then the rest is like Illuminati. There's a Taco Bell commercial.
No.
Where they are in the Illuminati eating tacos. Illuminati, bro.
No
Dude, there
way.
are so many mainstream references to this. Look at us. We're in the Illuminati. We're powerful. Like I always said when the show started, Illuminati. They want us to believe so bad that they're just like in sleeper cells all over the world. And there's like everybody who's anybody who knows anybody is some dark occult wizard. Bah! But like I really think, dude, it's like 1% of 1% of 1% of 1% of the world really knows this stuff.
Right.
And it's like the top of humanity, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And they're pumping it out in the media so that the billions of us believe that it's so all powerful and live in fear.
Yeah, because I mean, if we did believe that, that is an extremely helpless belief. Like we'd be like, all right, so we are just screwed.
We're powerless.
Yeah, we're totally and completely powerless, which would work very well in their favor. You know, from whoever is trying to do this, if that were true, it would work very well in their favor to scare us.
Yeah.
To make us think it is real. Now, my question is, do you think it's always been like that? Like, because, you know, when we talk about those dark occult symbols and like references to Crowley and, you know, stuff like that, my brain goes to like 70s rock and roll, like 80s satanic panic type stuff. Like, do you think even back then it was just all about fear?
I think another part, yes, and I think the other main part of that is to scare people from the ultimate truth, which is what? The wisdom, the wisdom traditions, the mystery school, you know, the knowledge that everything we talk about, the knowledge that we are eternal light beings incarnating here through the cycle of evolution of the soul. And it's like it's like I think it's valuable for them to poison that with a straight across the board standardized fear of anything that's deemed as like occult or new age or alternative thinking. But then with the same stroke of the brush, they're like, but we have this power.
Yeah.
We, little Uzi Vert eats babies. You know what I mean? Like, bro, like, dude, little Uzi Vert just, he put out some new music recently.
Yeah.
And, like, don't get me wrong, like his music is
it's fire.
It's good, yeah. But like the lyrics are like, one of the recent lines was like, I turned that city girl into believing Satan. Like it's all this dark shit. It's dark shit,
right?
And like he was asked about his lyrics in an interview, and it just pops up on my TikTok, and they're like, what about your lyric? What's that song, Body Adi or whatever? Mm-hmm. They're like, well, I can't get that song out of my head, Uzi. And he's like, it's hypnotism. Like they're clearly pushing something
right
through these ultra, famous celebrities. And I think it's literally like it's fear, dude.
No doubt. I mean, you could look at it from a mythological lens, which would be that the people doing that, trying to keep us in fear, are the archons.
Yes,
they're the
or the Black Lodge.
Or the Black Lodge.
Like we talked about in Ageless Wisdom.
They are trying, because, their goal is to keep us materialistic. Because if they can keep us the way that this world works, it's not a secret, everybody knows, is that the people at the top suck dry the people below them. Yeah. That's how it works.
Yes.
If the people below them aren't making a bunch of money, they have nobody to steal from.
Yes.
If the people below them aren't focusing on materialism, the ones at the top have nobody to steal from.
Yeah, and then they're out in the middle of the ocean on their super massive yacht, checking the news like, oh man, there's an economic collapse, going on over here. Like, what are they doing? They're sailing the world in their private jets, complaining that we're destroying the world. And it's just this cycle of like the super. I don't know how we got to super rich people, but it's true. Like they're the ones destroying the world. They're the ones putting this stuff out.
Well, super rich people, that is the spirit of materialism.
Yes.
Which is the antithesis,
right,
to the New Age belief.
There shouldn't be people, it's like, sure, cool, you earned it. You earned making trillions of dollars by creating a company where you pay your employees like $40,000 a year, and then you make,
and you charge people 50 times the amount they should pay for medicine.
Right? Yeah, like great, you earned it, woohoo! But like that shouldn't be.
Shouldn't exist.
It shouldn't be. There shouldn't be people with so much money that like, dude, like.
There shouldn't be billionaires. Hot take.
I think it's great that it's structured in a way that like technically anybody could get that, but the problem is,
but it's not true.
It's not. Yeah, and like the system is rigged against us, and like the problem is the people with all that money are the ones putting out all this dark, creepy, occult shit, and then they're not using their limitless wealth to like help the rest of the world.
No.
And they're talking down to us like, you guys are fucking lazy idiots who just don't get to work.
You know, like, but they have a motive to do that.
Exactly.
Because they want us to work so they can continue stealing from us.
You know Shark Tank?
Yeah.
You know Mr. Wonderful?
Uh-huh.
Dude, and don't get me wrong, I love Shark Tank. Yeah. I love Shark Tank. It's a great show.
Yeah.
And like Mr. Wonderful's hilarious, whatever. But dude, he recently did an interview. I can't remember it verbatim, but he actually like said on the interview something to the effect of, it was something so bizarrely, delusionally removed from like what is right and what is true. It was something to the effect of like, you know, we're all stupid. We all don't get out and work. It was just like, it's so garbage. And you look at people like
Kim Kardashian, she did that thing recently where she made a video saying, get your ass up and work.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, obviously you would say that, billionaire. You're trying to steal more from me.
Exactly.
Obviously you're going to.
Yeah, I worked for this. Okay.
No,
well, let's call Ray J. Let's see if he worked for it too.
Oh, man.
Hey.
That's his name,
he put
right?
The work.
That's
he
his
put
name.
some work in.
He put the work.
He put some work in. You know what I'm saying? No, this is
he did more of the work, if you ask me.
It's not a secret.
Yeah.
It's not. This is literally how the whole planet functions. Sorry, not every country is a capitalistic society, but as a whole, the planet functions under a capitalistic ideal. It's just true.
It's like the
rich get richer, the poor get poorer.
Yeah. There's a vast differential. Dude, it's basically just like class warfare.
It is.
But the problem is us, the common, ordinary human being has no awareness of this.
Of course not.
They admire the billionaires.
Right.
They admire them so much. I want to be like Jeff Bezos. Bill Gates is so awesome. He's talking about like, you know, depopulation and all this shit. Whether it's real or not, he did say it on stage. And all these people are talking about all this shit. And people are like, I admire them so much. Dude, they have trillions of dollars. They could fix the world like that overnight.
Oh my gosh, bro.
They could fix it overnight.
I'm not going to say.
I don't know if it's that easy.
Yes, it is.
I don't
look at what just happened. I'm not gonna say his name. Look what just happened with Big Twitter Boy. He was like, "Oh, you got an idea that we can fix world hunger with? Send me the thing." And all these professionals sent him the thing, and he was just like, "Well, yeah, but I'm not gonna pay for it."
Damn.
It's like there's probably 100 times enough money on this planet to take care of every single person here. Like, there's 8 billion of us. There's way more than $8 billion.
There's probably at this point 10 to 15 living people with beyond $100 billion.
Yep.
I mean, if even one of those people said, you know what, like one of these American billionaires said, you know what, I'm feeling generous. There's 300 million, whatever, I don't know the current number of American citizens.
350.
There's 350 a million American citizens. I'm gonna give you all $1,000.
Oh my God.
Imagine what would happen.
Yeah.
People would spend $1,000 and the economy would boom for a couple months, and then most people who who don't handle that much money at a time, it would just disappear into the economy, and they'd be right back where they were about a month from the time they received $1,000.
That's true because that's how the system works.
Sure.
That's why I mean it's not that easy. Like we could talk for days about it. It's a lot.
Well, no. But giving $1,000 to every American citizen is not the answer.
That would be. It's not.
It happened.
But
It actually happened. What, a year or two ago?
Well, that was the
Everybody got
government.
$2,000.
It did nothing.
It stimulated the economy.
But that's not even my point. My point is, even if they did that, what's $300 million to $100 billion? Forget that everybody getting 1,000. Just even the tiniest little selfless act would be a grain of sand out of their account. That's my point.
No, for sure.
They have enough wealth to figure out something for us not to be in this situation.
The figures have been run at this point. Like, world hunger could be ended in a matter of days with like $6 billion. Yes.
For how long?
World hunger. It could create sustainable solutions for the, think about, there's places in Africa. There's even places in America where people aren't getting food, can't eat, whatever. Flint, Michigan hasn't had drinkable water in how long now? 7 years?
Yeah,
They still don't have it. That, actual sustainable solutions could be put into place to perpetually feed the entire planet for a minuscule amount of money compared to the amount of wealth that is in America alone.
That's my point. Giving everybody $1,000 is obviously not the answer. My point is, even there's so much wealth in this world hoarded by 100 people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Yeah, look at the Federal Reserve. Well, the Federal Reserve is just it's just theft. It's
careful, Nick. Don't go riding around in any convertibles anytime soon.
Yeah. I think we're probably 60 to 80 years beyond that point, but I'll be fine. But no, the true essence of what we're trying to say is that they want us. The colloquial they, the powers that be.
Yeah,
they want nothing more than for our brains, our minds to be trained on money and nothing else, because that's what we need to survive, knowing damn well there's enough money on this planet to feed and house everybody. But because it's all about I'm gonna get mine and you better go out there and get yours, and if you don't, you're just not good enough.
You're not motivated.
Because of that mentality, we are perpetually stuck thinking about our own survival, thinking about, dude, I spend so much time stressing about bills, my car, my, just rent, money. I'm just I am barely holding on by a thread trying to survive and do whatever I can to just make enough money to get through the month. And that's how most people live here.
The large majority of people live that way.
They just want us to continue thinking about that so our minds don't expand and start thinking about bigger things. I
believe the large majority of people probably are paycheck to paycheck.
Oh yeah,
I think there was
in America for sure.
I think there were. I don't remember the exact statistic, but it was I heard it a few years ago, and it was a shock to me because I was in that condition too. At the time, I was like, "Fuck!" That's a scary thought that this applies to me. But it's the majority of people in America likely do not have $400 worth of extra cash saved up for emergencies.
I don't
remember the number.
Yeah,
but
we live in the richest country in the world, and it's also a country where
I don't think we're the richest country.
I'm talking about in terms of people who live here
billionaires.
that own capital.
Yeah, that's okay.
People that live here that own capital.
Because I think the richest country is technically Dubai.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but
I
see what you're saying.
The number of people that live here and their combined wealth. Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
There's enough of those people here that we wouldn't have to worry about that, but we just do.
But guys, I created the new electric car for you. It's only $55,000 with another $15,000 if you wanted to drive itself.
Yeah, and it's so like you said,
I created a better phone.
We're
your saviors.
It's all material.
Exactly.
It's all material.
We're your saviors.
Yeah. Like you said, everybody here is living paycheck to paycheck. What does that mean? Most people don't have the money because here our healthcare is just garbage. And we don't have the money. If you get hurt, If you get sick,
dude, I used
God
to.
forbid you get in a car accident.
Listen,
and you get messed up. Like, how are you gonna? You're just supposed to die. They're like, you can't pay for it. Sorry.
I used to not believe in our healthcare is garbage. I used to not believe in that or care about that. But I've been an insurance agent for 3 years now.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, the insurance industry is a giant inflatable balloon of imaginary scam money.
Absolutely.
It's a disaster.
1,000%.
It is a shock that it's still even
exists
functioning.
It functions because it makes the people up top a whole lot of money. It's foul, man. It's foul. It's like that stuff. I mean, there's so much of it here. We could go on forever. Yeah. Great question, Wizard of the Mountain.
Yeah, great question.
We love you so much. You are a sexy beast. That was fantastic, and we just went off on that one. So that was so much fun. That was our What If episode 10. I think we made it, you guys, you Omies, made it a very special one.
Yes, thank you to everybody who participated on Twitter.
Yeah.
And the Discord, the video submissions.
All of it.
Every time we get these were all great questions, and every time we get them, it's exciting.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
Those were some hitters for sure. We love you guys, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye guys.
Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more, check out our other videos.
And before you go, don't forget to subscribe. See you next week. Peace.